All right, we all need some love, even the players that are being sold or that are reluctantly being held. We're going to go through them now. So, firstly, I just wanted to have a little quick note here of the top gainers and losers for the year. Galvin, 453k. How good is that? Tyron Wishart at 417. Keanu Keeney at 369. Man, I wish that I was part of that. I was part of the zero gain or even the lost club, I think, from the start of the season with him. You got Weeks with 309. It's only 5 over 300k this year, which is pretty low, to be fair. And even a lot of those guys, I think like Keeney, obviously, is one of those guys that a lot of people missed out on. You had, most people got the Weeks jumps. Most people didn't get the Henry jump. A lot of people have got on this Campbell one. Strange, Tommy Talau, a few that got on that one. David Armstrong, 259 was cool. Cole, 244. Smoothie, even at 243, is actually the highest gainer in the hooking category, which is wild. Barnett, Crichton, and Lawton. Lawton's a really fun one too. He's actually gone up just under 500k. So if we knew Croker was going to be out longer term, Lawton was the player. We know I speak about him, and we love how good he can score out there. But Jack Bird, Blake Laurie, Isaac Tungo, the drop from those two guys especially. Bird moving positions obviously hurt him. Tristan Saylor he started really expensive. Sean Johnson down 214. Greg Marzou down 214. That's pretty big ones there. Clem Mother fall from grace. DeBellin down 200k as well. Dallin, and then Nico Hines down 200k. Pretty wild, that's for sure. So the only one I kind of forgot as a potential buy in that over 500 category is there of Ryan Pappenhausen there at 570. Still getting foot injections. He picked up a 63 on the weekend, which is great. He does come up against the Dragons and Bunnies. So if you do want to go on him as a bit of a point of difference play, he has his risks, but he also can go really big. Cotter is 710k, very, very simple hold this week. He was scoring incredibly well in the weeks before this head knock, 65, 76, a 64, 45 after Origin, and a 59 just before Origin. So he's been scoring incredibly well, and a very easy hold. Misses 2 games, the next 6 obviously. So it's a bit frustrating, but I think with the lack of trades, you do hold on to him. If you're at like 10 trades, sure, sell, but anything lower than that, maybe 8 at most is kind of the best sell range. Anything below that's a hold. Samuel Weller Fainu. So 520k for him. Dual position. He's starting to fall off a bit of a cliff the last few weeks there. 36 and 27. His lowest since all the way in round 11. So pretty frustrating. 36, 27, 44 as well. And hasn't hit above that 44 since round 16. So it's a little while ago now. Still easily can be held, but not scoring great. Misses round 26 as well. If you do need someone to upgrade, I think he's a really solid one to upgrade from. I'd probably in hindsight, I'd probably upgrade him now over KO Weeks. So I just think with Weeks playing every single game, that's just the little boost you need to hold on to KO. And they're playing pretty well. So 38 and 29. Obviously, since he's not scored any tries, 1 try assist in those 2 games. Not a cracking amount of meters gained, which makes sense without the full length tries, and not a tremendous amount of tackle breaks. So I think he'll simply be somewhere in that 30 odd range on a pretty normal basis. If he manages to get a little turnover, the random offload and stuff like that, he can sit in the mid 30s, and he's priced at 40 now, so he's fine to hold. You can easily sell him as well. Ruben Garrick at 593. We know that when he gets big minutes, he's keeper level status. He just has got 3 head knocks this year. He has the bye this week anyway, so use him as a looper and hold into next week. Jake Tungo at 230k. A few people are mentioning him as a guy that they can slot in as someone who's going to play the majority of the year, which is fair. Wing fullback center dual 230k. He's just not going to score very well. So if you're fine with that, of him not scoring great, maybe in that last game against the Tigers, he can score pretty well, and that's when you need him in round 17. That could be the play, so I understand that. Tyron Wishart at 667. As I was saying in the team list little analysis there, you could easily hold Wishart for 1 more week. See if he does play some good minutes through the middle. You'd obviously want to be trying to loop him, which isn't the easiest thing to do when they play the 5th game of the weekend. So easily someone you could use as an upgrade target if you haven't done it as yet. Fisher Harris looks like he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks now with his groin problem. So if you do own him, there's a few that do. I'm seeing him on the sells list on footystatistics.com. So yeah, one to sell there, unfortunately, with that issue. Lockie Galvin, just a very clear hold. Some people are still selling him this week, and I do think it's a mistake. He's coming off, this last 6 weeks, right? 75, 44, 56, 43, 70, and 43 there. He's averaging 51.3 for the season. That's the first game that he hasn't made it the whole way through. Looks like he's fine. And he was on track. Obviously, the second half wasn't great for him, but he was on 26 at halftime, on track for another 50. Even games before that, he's got 63, 77. He's working into his own. He's doing good things. He's only scored 4 tries for the season. Try assists aren't even that crazy, so he's doing it in base stats. Bit of kick meters, good running meters, 122 a week. So getting into that work, lots of offloads, 1.6 a game, which is great. So a very simple guy to hold for the rest of the year. He plays every game, but round 26 from here. Xavier Willison. I would upgrade Willison over Samuel Fanu there. They're only 41k difference. So Xavier, a really cool guy to upgrade if you want to. He's really dropped off his minutes the last few weeks there, 36 and 25. That 20 and 36 minutes is kind of, making it a little bit tough to look at because he had some negatives in that one, but his PPM is usually much higher than that at 1 per game. So hopefully he can get sort of 30 odd minutes in games where, Payne Haas and Carrigan maybe get a little bit more of a rest, but I'm expecting mid 20s to 30 minutes on a regular basis from here. Terrell May could easily just hold and things go great. Could easily sell and things go great for you as well. You could sell and he starts scoring tries again. Like there's so many different things that could happen with Terrell that could cook you. And so I think that a 715k, he's a very easy sell. Tom Trebojevic, 659. Don't know why he's on the sell list, but keep hold of him. He had one low game after scoring a 91. It might be people that are very frustrated about his score against the Roosters, but he doesn't play anyone as tough as the Roosters following their bye. So make sure you hold on to Tom. Brennan Hands, a 413 there. So if you're looking at him pre-bye and post-bye, he went 41 and played 80 minutes in both those games. And that was with Joey Lussick on the bench both times. So if he's going to play 80 minutes from here on in, I do actually expect him to hit somewhere between 35 and a 43 average, and he's priced at 30. So hold him for the rest of the year. He will play every single game. I think he's a very easy hold compared to some of the other guys that I just mentioned. Nathan Brown. So minutes are still there. He just had a lower one on the weekend. He's played 47 and 51 minutes. So he's gone back-to-back 25s and 24s, which is exactly what he was showing back here. His tackles really dropped off for some reason, 18 in both of them. So hopefully in a game that's a little bit, he's going to have some games eventually, a lot more through the middle, and he can get back to those good run meters, good tackle numbers, and he'll be fine. But he's an easy one at 492 if you want to. You can sell him. Kaipi's Paul at 573. I feel like he's a very easy hold. He has Penrith this week, but then it goes into the Tigers, and surely he scores his first try of the year. We're waiting on it. He has 2 try assists and 1 try for an edge-back rower, damaging and as big as he is. So he's also getting into point of difference range. So if he starts to average a 50 or 53, score a try and hit a 70, something like that, then he's going to be a really cool one to have. So I'd suggest holding him over the other guys that I mentioned. I would hold him over Ethan Strange as well at 523k, center and half dual. Scoring well enough, right? Hitting 41 last week, ended up being pretty good. Had a 27 before that, but he was 57, 41, 33, 54, and 44 all before that. Yes, Fogarty's back, but that doesn't stop him in terms of kick meters or anything anyway, and just allows them to be in better positions to score tries. So I think Strange is a very easy hold, but I would sell him before I would sell Kaipi's Paul. Blaze Talangi, definitely on the sell list. I think at 463, if you need to upgrade someone, him and Xavier Willison around that price are really good guys to move on from. Obviously, they're 21 last week. He hasn't scored tries the last couple. He's playing center where he was scoring better on the wing. So I do think that hurts him a little bit. But a fine guy to hold as well if you need to. Tommy Talau at 533k. He still is going to have some bigger games in him. Picked up a 28 last week with a try. Long range that was too. But 52, 49, 38. The 3 games before that, he could definitely go back to that, or he's a great guy to use at 533k to move on to another option. Samuel Stone Street, he played in round 7, got a try and a line break in that game. Expect a similar scoring, I'd imagine, going forward from him. With Ronaldo out for a month, he'll be there for the month, I'd say, Samuel, and could be an easy guy to have, but you probably want, I think, someone you bring in at that cheap price now. You want them a good chance to be playing the last 2 games. And if, Sione Katoa or Kale Iro, or I think Talika would play, but the wingers, if any of the 2 wingers aren't back for that last couple of games or they're not there, he should play that and do a job for you. 422k, Jack Howarth, I still think is a really solid guy to own in your squad and pick up. He should play every single game from here on in. 45, 32, 34, 60, and 44 spells a 40 average very, very easily for him, you'd imagine, coming up with the dual position. Somebody you can play in your 17 or loop every single week is really, really cool. Casey McLean ended up on a 30 actually after update, so that helped him. But the line break try, didn't get any tackle breaks from that, but picked up 2 for the game. A couple errors in that one as well, and a couple of missed tackles. So after doing so well in centres, he actually played a lot of this game on the wing. So I expect him to go back to centre, and he probably will miss a couple of tackles just naturally because he's on Dane Gagai, but a really solid guy that you can own that might play every game, might miss the last couple as well. So keep that in mind. Phoenix Crossland, I had to mention him as well, 382, moves to 7 now. And he's been in that position a couple of times in his career. He played a game in round 6 at 5/8 with 45. Was his score there? 470 kick meters in that one, which we won't expect. He played a halfback game, got 200 kick meters and a 37 in round 22 at 23 and 80 minutes. So there's a few lower games, there's a few higher games. Round 2021, played some decent games at halfback and got 30s and 40s and 50s there. So not the worst pick in the world. Does he keep the spot though in that side at 7, or does he go back to 9 and in a position there where he's scoring okay at best, 29, 38, 31, 37? Will he do that in the 7 jersey too, or will he improve from that is the big question. I do think a really cool downgrade option, unfortunately, it misses round 26 with the Tigers, that of Ruben Porter with the mid-edge duel. Picked up a 44 in the full 80 last week, and I expect nothing less than that going forward from him. Only 62 run meters, he had 42 tackles, 2 misses, no tackle breaks, no offloads. So yeah, even if he was to get another missed tackle or something, there's probably offloads and tackle breaks in his game there to come. All right, Graham Tafar with the Warriors there. Price of 20, obviously at 277k. He has a couple of games here, one in round 12, one in round 21 last week. Picked up a 32 and a 38 with some attacking stats in the last game there. A line break try assist and 1 try saver in that first game. But tackle numbers are really, really strong at 15 and 21. Yes, missing a few. And meters over 100. So really solid guy to look at if you think he can hold his spot. But there's every chance that, yeah, his counterparts, Pompey, and these guys come back and steal his spot. So if you know more about that situation, you could jump on. And the last 2 there, Xavier Savage at 294. Still in a position where he can be a solid guy to own. Picked up a try last week and got 23. But at least with him, you know he's going to play every single game. He's the cheapest guy on this list that will play every game and could help you out against the Dragons in round 17. That's actually it. Even easier. So there you go, guys. That's the holds, the sells, the cheaper guys to have a look at this week. Heading into round 22, I know trades are running low for some people, so please use them wisely. Might be a hold week for you, and the next few weeks are better with DCE or Ponga or these type of guys to look at. Maybe another cheapie comes up and helps you out as well. So use them wisely, and we'll catch you in that next video, hopefully with Scoop tonight.